I am up in Vermont at Branon Maple, and I'm meeting up with Kyle today because he is going to give us a full tour of the sugar house. This is my first time ever seeing this place, and it is incredible. Can't wait for you guys to check it out.
You know, we tapped 100,000 trees this year, and most of our operations are set up about the same. We try to duplicate things so that it's simpler for repairs, and we have our releaser, vacuum pumps. Like I say, we're in a little disarray because we're cleaning right now. Most every place we have a small tank or a tank very close to our releaser. We'll pump through onto the other side. So the releaser is just on the other side of this wall, so everything that comes to the sugar house through the releasers, it gets pumped in, goes through this room here. We store all of our hot water off of our steam pans there, and it's piped through the sugar house to wash and clean barrels, filter presses, etc. And like I say, we're very similar at most locations as far as sap collection goes. We try to have a tank right next to the releaser, and then we use sand filters, pool filters, to filter our sap before it hits the ROs. So similar setup at most every location. Yeah, and that there is just brook water to run through everything right now, just to clean up.
How many locations do you have?
Oh boy, you're gonna tax me on that one. 1, 2, so we have 3 large locations in Bakersfield, a 4th one that pumps to the largest one there. I have 4 remote pump houses here in Fairfield. 2 of them come to us underground. And then we have a small one at the bottom of the road. And then another remote one that pumps to that one. So we truck from one location in Fairfield only. The rest of it comes here, and then 3 locations out of Bakersfield. The majority of our taps are up there. We're like 32 to 34,000 here in Fairfield. The remainder spread out among 3 locations up there. We can, we'll head back to the tank room. So this is the tank room. We have 2 20,000 gallon tanks. We have a 16,000 gallon tank, raw sap, filtered sap, permeate. That basically takes care of everything in Fairfield, this location right here. And then I have a couple 8,400 gallon tanks. All of my taps in Bakersfield get drawn down at 8%, just to cut down on trucking. So that goes into those tanks over there. We have a couple cooling tanks. We're in the process of getting hooked up. A few extras, spares, head pressure tanks that we boil out of. Trip over that. Yeah, so like I say, most of Fairfield is dealt with in these brewery tanks, and all of our Bakersfield location, because it comes in at 8%. We put it, we separate it to run it through the ROs separate. It doesn't always mix evenly in the tank, so the ROs run better that way. I don't like to repeat myself too much. But yeah, so this one's number 3, this one's permeate, 16,000 gallons. And like I say, tanks 1 and 2 are each 20,000 apiece. We're 34,000 on site. This handles that, and then as I mentioned, our 60+ thousand taps coming out of Bakersfield are coming to us pre-concentrated 8%. So we've left 75% of the water up there that we didn't have to truck. It's about 15 miles away, give or take. So 3 locations, but they're side by side.
Okay.
So, so that's all dealt with. right here. And it's kind of minimal storage, but you have to truck it in from 15 miles away. So it's plenty where we get through it as fast as it comes in, basically, on the pre-concentrate. As I said before, everything that we do here, we kind of do everywhere else. So if we have an RO, we're sand filtering it. It just cuts down on pre-filters and saves a pile of time that way, babysitting ROs. So these are, again, those 84s, and this one's an overflow for whatever we need. If we need more storage from our Bakersfield location, we can use it for that. If we need extra water storage, if we need extra concentrate storage to boil out of, we can store it there. So that's kind of the layout of the tanks. Like I say, we're working on the cooling tanks. They're in, I just have to get them plumbed in. These two little ones, these are our sweets tanks. So my evaporators are empty every night, just because of sheer volume. They're cleaning every single night. So I pump my sweets up here nightly, and then we can drop those back in the rig in the morning on gravity. And then these are our head pressure tanks we boil out of. The original sugar house was built here in 1984. Chainsaw, maybe a level, maybe a tape measure, not sure.
Is it still around?
No, it was on this site. But no, so that one got basically, we added on a woodshed, we added on a back room. We added a couple lean-tos off of each side, a canning room back when the seal quality was a thing. And that got mostly taken down. The original structure is taken down. The only remnants of that is the last largest part of the structure we'd added, which is in the back where the releaser and the fireback tank is. And then in 2013 we built this facility. We had a pretty good idea of what kind of room we could possibly need, so we almost doubled it.
Yeah, good thing to do.
Yeah.
Everyone runs out of room.
Everybody runs out of space. We ran out of space several times, so we learned. But yeah, so this is the RO room we've changed and grown and changed ROs in here, but currently we have 2 8-post Lapierres. I can do anything with these, but these primarily see my pre-concentrated sap. So they're generally taking 8% to 23 to 25, give or take. And then we have, I guess probably 4 years old now, we have 18-post automated over there. That takes care of, well, that'll also do whatever you want it to do, but that takes care of our Fairfield sugar bush, basically. That will process between 6,000 and 7,000 gallons of raw sap an hour. From raw to 25. So primarily that one's on raw, and primarily these are on pre-concentrate. On occasion, depending on where we are in wash cycles, we'll shuffle things around and we'll change it up. You might put these on raw if that one's on a wash cycle, or vice versa. That may go on to pre-concentrate if I need to lay one of these down for a wash. But they're all capable of doing each the same job. Obviously that big one goes through a lot more sap, but yeah, and so from there the sap's put into the head pressure tanks and fed to the evaporator room. And currently we're boiling on 2 6x16 evaporators. One is a CDL Master, the other is a Lapierre turbo. Very similar evaporators, actually probably the closest you're going to get in two competing companies. Both 6x16s, they each have some differences, just pan configurations, plumbing differences, but basically same evaporators. And when we're up and running, that 23 to 25% range, we will average well over 3 barrels an hour off each evaporator. As much as possible, I run both as much as I can together.
How many people do you have helping you?
In the sugar house, there's 2 of us.
Okay.
There's 2 of us. Yep, I'll take care of the evaporators, the ROs, moving sap, and we'll keep another person busy over here at the filter station. We do barrels, we do totes. Everything that comes in is run through our wash station, which I can show you in just a minute, with our hot steam water that comes off of the steam pans. So everything is run through that station. So the person over here is keeping their containers clean, swapping out barrels and totes, sampling, recording, weighing, everything before it heads out to the barrel room. We have 3 presses. We're pretty well set up where we can operate in any configuration we want, as in we can go 1 press, 1 evaporator. We could do 1 rig and we could do all 3 presses. So if one slows down or one plugs up, we don't necessarily have to shut it down. We can keep it running, get the full capacity out of it, and the second one just picks up the slack, or the third one will pick up the slack. Every year, at the end of the season, Fairfield is our warmer sugar bush, so that one will start to turn first. So I will put Fairfield on 1 evaporator, on 1 or 2 presses, whatever we need that day, and I'll keep our colder, higher elevation sugar bush on the other evaporator. So we could be making end of season syrup on one, we can be making mid-season syrup on the other. So we're set up to be able to handle that. Multiple filter manifolds and multiple presses. That gets really busy for the filter person when they're here, when we do that, because 4 overflows and 2 sets of numbers and a lot of stuff to keep track of. And then, so this is our wash station. Pretty simple, but all the barrels that we see go through there. We also have a wash ball that goes in the totes. We fill some totes. We fill a lot of barrels. And as I said, everything is washed, weighed, and dealt with out here. But yeah, so that's kind of this building in a nutshell. I guess I can show you. I don't know how well a screen shows up on your camera. These are, this is a home security system here. And so some of them are shut off because they use SIM cards, so they're shut off for the season because the season's over. But kind of hard to split them up, but there's 4 different locations, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, different locations shown on there now. So we have all 4 of our pump houses up in Bakersfield are shown on that screen. We can see what the VFDs are doing, if the vacuum pumps are sped up or if they slow down. We can keep track of our releasers, make sure that we don't have pump failures or things going on there. ROs are operating. We have all, I believe I have 3 of the 4 ROs shown up there right now. So I can see if those are running. We have tank level sensors, but we can also physically see the tanks. We can also physically see the driveways. So I know, can kind of see where my truckers are coming and going, so I can plan accordingly here in the sugar house. Valves on releasers, basic stuff, but important stuff to make sure that it's not left in the wrong position. I can catch a fair amount of problems here at the sugar house just while we're boiling, just by having this up. Because the guys are in the woods up there, they're around, but they're not always right there when it happens. And as I said, there's 3 other locations that are shut down for the season, the SIM cards are, so that's what all the black spots are about. But gives us just a quick overview, and we can keep track. A lot to keep track of.